What goes on, guys? We're back here again with yet another review, and today we're going to be taking a look at something that I don't normally take a look at. We're going to be taking a look at some Mattel WWE Elite Collection figures in the shape of Seth freaking Rollins as Leonardo, Rey Mysterio as Raphael, Kofi Kingston as Michelangelo, and Xiaver Woods as Donatello. So when these were first announced, I was like, oh, these are pretty cool. Maybe I'll grab them if I see them. I'm not going to go crazy for them. And I didn't. That's kind of why this review is a little bit later. But I found 3 of the 4, which always pisses me off. And the 4th one I couldn't find was Donatello. I was really having a hard time finding Donnie. I love the artwork on the back here, recreating that movie poster. It's all the same for all of them. You can do the read up there if you'd like. It's all the same, but I could not find Donnie for the life of me. So I just went and did the thing I barely ever do. I ordered them offline. I got them on Mercari. I had to pay a little bit more for them. I think I paid like $35, $40 out the door, which is unfortunate because Mercari added like a lot of like fees and shipping's ridiculous, but you know, whatever. He's here. The rest I found at retail. So without further ado, these have been sitting in my room, especially Kofi Kingston. He's been sitting in here for probably like 2 months. But without further ado, let's go ahead and open these wrestlers up. So, getting these wrestlers out of the packaging, I gotta say, they're kind of a mixed bag. There's things that I really like about these figures, but then there's things that I really don't like. Right off the bat, I'm going to be asking a lot of questions throughout this because I'm not a wrestling guy at all. I don't know anything about wrestling. I've never watched a WWE match in my life, so I don't know. I bought these strictly because I'm a turtle nerd, not a wrestling nerd. So I have a couple things and questions about this. Are these good bodies? Some of them seem newer than others. This guy has pins, or this guy has pins on it, like Rey Mysterio has pins on his legs, whereas Kofi Kingston doesn't. You know, are these bodies good for the Elite Collection? Are these head sculpts good? Like, these are questions that I don't really know the answer to. I just got them because they look cool for the turtle shelf. Like, and that's what I got these for. I'm a sucker for TMNT, and I'm always down to get different versions of them. So, you know, I might be asking a couple questions throughout the way, but there are definitely things that really drive me nuts about these figures. So we'll start with my least favorite and then go to my favorite. So I guess we'll start with... Actually, I don't even know if I have a favorite. Let's just start down the line. Let's start with Mikey. And I'll probably be switching back and forth on if I call him Kofi or Mikey. But taking a look at the head sculpt, I like it. I think it's a pretty damn good head sculpt. I don't know how accurate that is, but I think it looks pretty good. I like this glasses look with the bandana. I think that's a nice touch for them. These bands do frustrate the hell out of me. I'll probably wind up gluing them down, but I like this jacket. The body's okay. The leg paint looks good, but the legs are where my frustrations come in. The shoes are super detailed. Very, very cool. The gloves are just kind of painted on. I'm not a huge fan of that, but it's not that big a deal. The tattoos look good. He's got a shell on his butt. That's pretty awesome. And then a shell on the back of the vest. I think it looks good. You get to see his tattoos. I like that even though they're covered by the orange bands, he still has them. I mean, they wouldn't go away, right? But then the legs just look so cheap. Like, they're just, like, all painted on. And, I mean, like, maybe that's standard for this line, but, like, a little sculpt line would have been nice on the legs. And the ankles kind of suck. They're just rotating hinges. I'm not a big fan of that. The articulation definitely frustrates me on these, which I was not expecting. I thought they were going to be pretty good in the terms of articulation. But in terms of accessories, we just get an open pair of hands here. Looks pretty good. Yeah, the weirdest pair of nunchucks in my TMNT collection. They're bent, which is fine. I can fix that. But only one link is movable. The rest are like stuck there. It's really weird. And I thought that was just on that one, but it's on both. That's odd. I've never seen that. And then you get this weapons rack, which I guess, you know, you could hold them in there. I don't know. I don't really see the point of this neither. Put that there and then put this here. I guess it goes this way. They were all in the back of the package like that, but I think it's this way. Yeah, I don't know. It's like not... I guess if you pull it straight, it is. I'm just scared to break it. This plastic seems really thin and cheap. These come off. Yeah, I don't know. This is fine. not something I really care about, but, you know, I guess I'd rather have something than not, but not my thing. Now, in terms of articulation, this is where I get frustrated with this guy. So the head's pretty good. Head goes up and down, side to side. I really like the detail on his head, too. And then rotate. The head's fine. Arms are pretty good, too. Shoulders go up, down, rotate. Biceps swivel, double-jointed pinless elbows, and then the wrist swivel and hinge. That's fine. The torso's okay, too. Not super movable, not a lot of range, and then a waist twist. But the legs are what drive me nuts. So he could do splits. That's fine. But the hips are just... They do that thing... Oh, kind of loosened up on this side. Maybe they loosened up a little bit. Maybe they loosened up. I might take it back. It was at first it was doing that thing where like it's like stuck on the ball, so it would like fall back. But it's kind of stopping. Rotate at the hip or at the thigh swivel, double jointed pinless knees. So again, I assume this is a newer body, but the ankles are just a rotation and a hinge. That is ridiculous when you have the rest of this body being this. That was totally my fault, but I'll just glue it on. I don't really care. But, yeah, not a big fan of that. Don't really care for that. I don't know. Not really a big fan of this leg setup. Damn it. That was totally my fault, though. I thought it was popping out, and then it just snapped. Next up, let's take a look at Rey Mysterio. He's definitely a shorter guy, which is kind of funny because I always picture Raph as being a big and bulky one. But his face looks weird to me. A little scary. But I like the details on his mask. I wonder if did they wear these like actually in a match? Like that'd be pretty cool. He's got all this detail underneath of him too. If you want to take this cloak things off, but you have to like pop the head off, and I'm kind of scared to do that. So just admire it from afar. Plus, I want to leave this on. It says Turtle Power. It's got the shell on the back. He's got some nice detail on his like vest. You get the R for Raphael or Rey Mysterio. I know. It's pretty cool that they do all that detail with their tattoos. If somebody made an action figure of me, I would like to see that. I really like the Psy design, like Raph's Psy on his belt on the leotard thing. That's pretty cool. You get to see the bands on the side, and then the feet look good with the knee pads. So yeah, again, he's just like he's shorter. It's pretty cool. I like it. So, oops. Ankles are shit though. For his accessories, he gets a pair of fisted hands that do not have any paint on them. Not a big fan of those. Don't really like them. I think they look really cheap. And they don't match these hands at all. They're different size and have bands on there. I don't really care for that. That kind of pisses me off a little bit. You do get unpainted weapons. You just get a pair of Psy. The weapons on these, all of them look pretty cheap. Except Rey Mysterio. Or, not Rey Mysterio. Seth Rollins. His swords are pretty good. But, yeah, he can hold those. Looks fine. And then he's going to get the weapons rack too. But, like... Why? Like, does the Psy fit on there? I guess the Psy fit on there. Do it like this. Okay. I'll accept that. That looks fine. I guess they go this way. But I wish they kind of clipped in or something. I don't know. Not my favorite accessories, like I said. But I'd rather have them than not, I guess. Head goes up and down. No pivot. I'm going to rotate. Shoulder goes up, down, rotate 360. Biceps. So these are... little bit more tight. They're not glued on, but they're a little bit tighter fit. Double jointed pinless elbows, and then the wrist swivel and hinge. Gotta be careful with that. Ab crunch really doesn't do much. More back than forward. Waist twist. Hips go out that far. They go down this side each time. They'll kick forward and back. Upper thigh rotation. Double jointed elbows, knees that do have pins. So I don't know. Maybe this is an older body. Rotation at the top of the boot. And then the ankle goes all the way down and all the way up. It's pretty good, but no pivot. So if you just added ankle pivot to this and maybe adjust the neck a little bit, it's fine. This one's definitely better than Kofi Kingston, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's take a look at Seth Rollins as Leonardo here. I like the head sculpt. Definitely looks cool. He's got definitely the most expressive face. Well, I guess Kofi Kingston's was pretty expressive too. But he's got that hip problem that really pisses me off. No tattoos on his arms or anything. I do like his upper chest thing. This looks like it would come off, but I'm not doing that. I don't want to get that back in there. I really like the colors they chose for him. The bright greens and blues look really nice. And the boots look good with that kind of like metallic-y gold that matches up here in this like honeycomb pattern. But this leg is fine. Does everything it needs to. Double jointed knees. I don't know if there's pins on there, but you know, the knee pads kind of hinder articulation. And then swivel, and the ankle goes up and down. A little bit of pivot, but I wouldn't even call it that. We'll just do the rest of articulation really quick. The head moves around. Not too bad. Works better than Rey Mysterio's for sure. Shoulder goes all the way around. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows. And then the wrist swivel on hinge. You know, standard stuff. But this leg is like stuck. And I heated it up and tried to loosen it up. And it's just like, it's very frustrating. It's like the ball doesn't want to move. And his arms don't go down all the way, and that kind of bugs me too. But, like, it is what it is. In terms of his accessories, he's going to get a pair of open hands. Only guy not wearing gloves here. You get a pair of katana, which are pretty cool because they actually have some metallic blue paint on them. I like that. That's pretty cool. A little warped, but... And then you get this, you know, the weapon stand thing, which these are fine in there. I guess it works. Again, not my thing, but it does work for Seth Rollins. And then finally, the one that was a pain in the ass to get, Xiaver Woods as Donatello. I really like that little purple streak in his hair. The body looks good. He's like the biggest one. I don't know how accurate these are. Also, like, did they pick these characters or these wrestlers to be these characters for a certain reason? Do they act like these guys in the ring, or is it just kind of random who's popular right now? Let me know. But, I think he shares the same jacket with, like vest jacket with Kofi. But the biggest, I hate this. I don't like that the gloves are just painted on. The pants don't really bother me too much this time, but the gloves definitely do. But again, this leg thing, his is the worst offender. I feel like I'm gonna break him, and I don't want to do that. So he's just gonna be really standing there. In terms of accessories, you get open hands. They look good. And he gets two weapons. He gets like a staff, like just like a traditional one. And you get like this like kind of like teched out one. And you can kind of like switch it around and do different things with it. You can pop it and do two. I don't know. Kind of cool. And then you get the weapons rack, which this one makes the most sense to me. You know, that's pretty cool. In terms of the rest of his articulation, the head goes up pretty far. Well, pops off, goes up pretty far, down. He looks good with a little scary with his glasses. I'm going to leave those on. Shoulder goes up, down, rotate 360, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and then the wrist swivel and hinge. He'll arc forward, not far at all, or back, waist twist. I'm not even doing the hips. Back, you get a boot swivel, ankle goes down and up. And pivot is non-existent. So at least he can get his arms down all the way. But yeah, I was not expecting to be upset about the articulation on these guys. I thought that they would be a lot better. Here they are next to the NECA Toys King Kong, along with the Jazzwares Fortnite Series 6-inch Peely. Here they are next to the McFarlane Toys Dark Knight Returns Batman, along with the Jazzwares Hasbro X-Men Series Darwin. And then finally, here they are next to the Hasbro Marvel Legends What If Series Zombie Captain America. So, yeah, you guys are probably wondering, you know, Ant, what are your final thoughts on these figures? And I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed with them. Maybe it's because they've been sitting in my room for this long, and I kind of was expecting more after all that time waiting, but they're honestly not that good. Like, there's things that I really like about them. Like, I love the way they look. I think the designs are just a lot of fun and definitely encapsulate what I believe they were going for here. But they just don't move very good. The accessories are kind of lackluster, and the quality control is just not there. Like, those tight joints are terrible. And I'm not talking about Kofi's ankle. I totally did that myself. It's fine now, but that was totally my fault. But like, the stuck hips on almost all of them really takes the fun factor out of these guys. And not for nothing, they were kind of hard to find. Like, I cannot believe I could not find Xiaver Woods in store. Like, whatever. But let me know in the comments if these are considered good figures in the Elite line. Like, what's the consensus on these? Like, I don't know. Are they considered, like, good figures? Are they shit? Like, somebody down below who's collecting this, let me know what the community's thinking. So, with that being said, at a price point of $25 a piece, I'm going to give them a consecutive 6.5 out of 10. I'm going to go 6.5 out of 10 for all of them. They're passable, but I don't know if it was worth it. So with that being said, I believe that's all I got for today. If you have not already, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Also be sure to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Letterboxd. I post a lot on all those apps, and I have a great time, so I'm sure you will too. But as always, let me know. You copping? See you guys next one. Peace.
What goes on, guys? I wanted to hop on here again and thank you all for watching, and to let you know that if the following apps interest you, feel free to follow me on them, as I put the links in the description for you guys. I really appreciate everything you all do for me, so DM me with any questions or thoughts. I'd love to sit and talk with you all. Again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.